My name's William Joseph O'Sullivan. Everybody knows me as Sully. I've been known Sully my whole life. I can remember back to the very first incident being when I was 9. It started when the priest at the time was moved to that parish. It started with the old petting and touching and everything we hear in the news and the preparation of him prepping his victim or survivor. As it started growing and going further and further and turning into physical acts, he just kept saying, you know, you don't want your mom to get kicked out of the church, then you don't say nothing to anybody. And he told me that this is the part of how adults treat children. This is how kids are treated by adults. How am I to know any different?
My name is Donna Christie, and I am one of the public education coordinators here at the Sexual Assault Center. About 85 to 90% of the men and women who come here were sexually assaulted as children by people they knew. And so our hope always when we do education is to start young, to give them the information so that maybe there won't be so many people, you know, carrying that around and coming through our doors 10, 20, 30 years from now.
What's up, man?
I noticed you when I was driving by, man. Good on you for doing this.
Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it.
Honestly.
Right on.
You know what? Like, I was fucking assaulted by nuns when I was in preschool.
They were worse than fucking priests, bro.
Seriously, man. And it's about time somebody takes on this fucking establishment.
22 weeks out here, people are like, you're going up against the church?
Yeah.
I said, if you're a Catholic, remember Davy and Goliath?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll win this one. I'm keeping it in the news, bro.
You mind if I grab a couple shots?
Not at all, please do. And just flood it on social media. The reason why I am protesting here at this specific location, from 1979 to 1982, I was raped by a priest who was here, and then again at St. John's Training School by the Christian brothers that ran that training school in Uxbridge from 1985 to 1986. The 13-month stay in the training school was nothing but physical and sexual abuse. In the end, 1,700 survivors had come forward about these Christian brothers that were there. I'd like to know the truth why all these priests have been moved multiple times before they're actually defrocked. So I'm out here to bring awareness to this, yeah. I've been out here 24 or 25 times, but 23 weeks now I've been protesting on a Sunday out here. Hi, sweetie. Good, how are you?
So how's your protest been going?
It's been going really, really good. There's been, of course, a couple of negative nannies, as there usually is, but a lot of very good, positive support. Can you come out this Sunday and help?
I can't this Sunday because I work.
That's all right.
But I
Next
can
Sunday?
Next Sunday, yes.
Excellent. Good stuff.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Not too bad.
Nice
How are
to
you?
see you.
It's nice to see you too. I'm Marina O'Sullivan. We're still legally married, but separated.
I'm McKenna. I'm their daughter. I take more so after my dad. I'm like my dad's little girl.
Trauma affects the ability to think, the ability to process information, to retain information, and to plan.
My life after St. John's Training School from the age of 16 all the way up till the age of, 35, 40 was crime. Crime, addiction, lies, deceit. Yeah.
It is very possible that when people experience trauma, they aren't able to process, their grades drop, and then they simply They join a different crowd.
I started getting into crime and slowly got into drugs, just trying to cover up and mask pain.
We see many clients that turn to addiction as a coping mechanism.
My experiences I went through with the church or with St. John's Training School, it's never an excuse for my actions. I made poor choices in life.
What it does is it numbs the symptoms, it numbs the pain.
The choices I made were extremely poor. They got me 4 penitentiary sentences, decades of addiction to heroin, overdosed, died twice, flatlined.
It's very hard to be inside of these emotions, to stay and experience them again and again. It's almost like experiencing the trauma again and again and again for years.
It was the easiest route to go. I didn't have to tell anybody that I was being raped or I was raped. I didn't have to say any of that. I can just take this pill or snort this line and forget about everything.
I hated him for a long time. I resented him. Pissed off that he left me holding the whole kit and caboodle by myself.
I was just like disappointed.
Just knowing that my dad chose drugs over me, not being able to comprehend something like that at
I
such
just
a
knew
young
you
age.
chose something else over us.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
My lowest point, I started acting out in like grade 8, grade 9. I stole from the mall. I was kind of taking after my dad. I stole from the mall. I was smoking weed at a young age.
Oh, I'm grateful I didn't make a worse impact.
Yeah, Halloween. You and Dad?
Just me?
Yeah. Yeah. I was painting that day. Working.
When I first came forward in 2010, just before that I was arrested. So I was in the detention center, of course in segregation because I never got along with the guards. And being held in segregation there, an officer came to me and gave me a newspaper that was a couple of days old. And I remember him saying to me, I know it's history, but it's something to read. So he slid it under my door. And there it was, the face of the priest who raped me. And it was fucking lights out. I just passed out cold. I couldn't explain it. Don't know what happened. Came to, medical around me and stuff. And I remember saying to the lieutenant, you got to call the sexual assault unit. They're like, what have you done? And that was in 2010. So from 2010 till 2015, the whole time in the penitentiary, the whole time through Stonehenge, getting sober, nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. Finally get out to the halfway house and they said, we're finally going to charge him. It's about time.
We've seen individuals that have carried this their whole life, have never told anyone, and it's had a huge impact. If they were survivors of childhood sexual abuse, it's impacted, how they view the world. It's impacted their relationships. It's impacted their ability to learn and focus. It impacts everything in one's life.
Now, I told my family also at the same time, I don't know how long it took them to believe me. Because if any of them tell you they believe me right away, they're lying to you. I don't know what their reaction was. When did you guys first find out? I don't know. It would have been through a phone call or a letter from Millhaven that me telling
I think
them.
it was a phone call.
Yeah.
I thought, if this is true, and I'm thinking it probably is,
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah.
When I found out, I said to him, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Maybe we could have went and got some help.
Yeah.
We could have went to counseling and gotten some help.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
And he said, obviously I wasn't ready to come out then. And I get that. I understand that. But it's still, to me, it just seemed like a shame that I thought I was very close. I thought I was the closest person to you.
Yeah, it was a shock, but I don't know. I'm happy he finally came out and stopped using and stuff.
Dealing with it.
Yeah, he's finally started dealing with it, started coping with everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think I just told him that, I'm here. anytime you want to talk. I'm so proud of him. He's doing fantastic. I just want him to be happy and have I want us to all have the same relationship we have now.
Yeah.
If not better.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what he's doing, but I don't know. I hope he finds like justice in all this. I hope like something more happens. Like he's heard more.
That the word gets out.
Yeah,
more.
the word gets
Me
out
too.
more.
Yeah. He's shining a light on something that should have been.
This is the light's being shone on something that one of the most powerful organizations, if not the most powerful organization in the world, is trying to keep in the darkness. You know what I mean? So yeah.
A few people have said, I've seen your is it husband, ex-husband? I said, he's still a husband. I said, we're just separated. Yeah. Wow, good for him.
So the response has been
It's good.
Yeah.
Feedback's good.
That's good.
I stood outside with him one time. It was really cold.
It was the day of the blizzard.
Yeah.
And then all my friends love him. Like all my friends go by and honk for him.
Oh. Okay, sweetie.
Alright, it was nice seeing you.
Oh, nice seeing you. I love you.
I love you.
And I'll see you next Sunday.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, love you.
Love you too. What gets me up every morning is knowing that I'm going to be able to help somebody. People responding to me being out here has been generally fantastic. Most people support it. Most people have read my story in the paper and they understand why I'm out here. It's time it's talked about and talked about more. It's still happening today. For the majority of me being out here, there was an older gentleman that would pull over on the side of the road and make fun of me being raped as a child. But now he goes back, as you've seen earlier, and now he's screaming nice things. And he honks and will say hi to me, wave at me now. He doesn't, I have a feeling he may have read the news or was educated a bit. And his ignorance is not as much as it was at one time. I know the movement #METOO started a while ago. Well, I'm hoping with a very small grassroots movements like I have here, the #ChurchToo, we'll have more people coming forward that have been abused by clergy. And I don't mean just the Catholic Church, I mean any clergy in any denomination. I know that daily being out here, this is being spoken about. It feels fantastic to know I'm making a difference.